Hey everybody, I hope everybody is um, doing well and staying warm and staying safe because it's funny because in the South we sometimes really don't have a winter, but then it's like January, February, we get these really cold patches. And so right now we're getting snow and ice and all of that. So just stay warm and stay safe. Social distance because the pandemic's still going on. But I see some people just like it ain't going on. Like people ain't been sick. Understand? Like people ain't still getting sick. Lord have mercy. But y'all just please stay safe. Please. Please take it from me. You know, I'm doing better now. Just taking it day by day. I still have moments sometimes. But doing a lot better. You know, doing a lot better. But nevertheless, this vlog is one that has been in the making for a while. Like I would start, do a vlog, didn't like it, was like, oh, I need to say something else and all this whatever. Just a lot. But this has to do with my social life and dating. And as you'll see, last summer, I talk about dating a lot. I guess it's just, you know, where I am. And it is like a hot topic, you know, with a lot of people because it's like everybody wants to be in love and you have these hit and misses and all of this stuff. Well, nevertheless, when I talked about in my last vlog, I think I talked about like dating with the intent and casual talking and all that. I can't even remember. Nevertheless, a few weeks after that, I met a guy. Met on Facebook. You know, and I kind of figured out that he was trying to get my attention, and it went from there. And it was really fast. I felt like it was more than talking because of just how much we talked. You know, we talked all the time. We at one point in time talked every hour of the day. And I don't mean like every hour like that, but I mean when I say we've talked every hour, he worked like a swing shift. And so he would get off like at around 12. We would talk. He would do, you know, whatever. Then it'd be like 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5, 6. We just talked at all hours. And it didn't matter to me because I really liked him. I really did. But I will admit one thing, the first thing that caused a tear. So this is a piece of paper. So the first thing that caused a tear was he, like in the first few days of us talking, when we first talked, it was, I want to, you know, get to know you. And I could tell in like a romantic way. Like I want to work towards something and whatever. Okay. But just talk. Just talk. I never made my expectations clear. And if I could go back, if I could really, because I said that I would have ignored him. I wouldn't have even initiated or allowed him to initiate anything with me. Because like I said, I had just stopped talking to the other guy like weeks before. And I still kind of thought that maybe he would come back in the picture. So I should have just, you know, gave myself some time. Because if a man really wants you, he'll wait. But I don't know. Because now that everything is over and the dust is settled, I think that it was necessary for me to go through what I went through with him. But nevertheless, the first tear was, we were talking, and I think I asked him, so like, what is your intent with this? And he was like, I want to be best friends. And he said it like that, I want to be best friends. I think that that's a mistake that I made in my last relationship. And I said, well, if you want to be friends, why didn't you say that at first? Like, initially, you came like you wanted to pursue a relationship. And I do want to pursue a relationship, but I also want to be best friends. I was like, but that's not how you say it. You say that in the beginning, like, I want us to be best friends, but I also want us to be lovers. And it's just like, that's how you come out with that. You don't come out with it a few days later and then say that, because it just threw me off and it really made me upset. And I wanted to stop talking to him then. And he said, no, please don't do this. I'm sorry. That's not how I meant. But he held on to it. I could tell his conversation just changed a little bit. And he is one of those types that he may say that, I've gotten past it and it's cool, whatever, but he still holds on to it. So that was the first tear. The second tears was me. It was all me. Every month I would push him away because of my own insecurities, because of past trauma, trying to protect myself, because he was, like I said, we was talking all the time, and I was like, this boy can't like me this much. And I did not want the same thing that happened, the consistency to be there, and then it dropped. I just couldn't take it again. So I'd be like, let's just, no. And of course he wasn't trying to hear that. But I began to do it so often that he was like, that's really hurting my feelings because I really like you. It's not fair that you keep doing that. And so I was like, Lord, I've got to get this under control because he is telling me that he does really like me. But it's just, I've got to get in my mind, So those were the next few tears. Well, I did that one day, and his response was, I understand. And he sent it back like hours later. And so I said, okay, good. Because it was still in the beginning. I did like him, but I wasn't as invested. And I was like, okay, I'll be fine. I'll be good. And so later that night, he texted me about something that he was upset about. I thought we were done. I really thought that we were done, and I was like, so I hit him up, and somebody really close to him had passed away. And of course I felt really bad. Well, sorry, one of my braids. It's like, what is it? Somebody real close to him passed away, and so it was just mentally a lot on him. And even though he told me that he understood where I was coming from, that wasn't the truth. Because he essentially hit me up with that as a gateway to, we're not done talking. Like, I heard what you said, but it's not fair. And so that week was a really bad week. Because he was like, I really like you, and this, but when we talked on the phone, he would talk really mean to me. Like, he called me every day. Like, how you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm okay. Well, at least you doing okay. At least you doing good. At least you doing fine. It was really mean. And finally I said, look, you got to stop talking to me like that. I understand that you're hurting, and I understand that you're grieving, and you're also upset with me, but you cannot talk to me like that. And he was just really upset. It was grief and upset, and it was all of that. And I just remember saying, okay, he really does like me. I need to try to get this under control. And I need to be here for him with what he's going through. And I just remember after, I think one evening he was being really mean, and I just prayed and I was crying and I begged God, Lord, please let him fully come back into my life. And this is who I want to talk to. And it seemed like things were going good. And so we actually physically got to see each other. I initiated it. Of the 3 times that we did see each other in the 6 months that we were talking, I initiated each one. I asked him, if he would come to see me, and he said it was a possibility. So just keep that. It's a possibility. We'll see where things go. So moving on, I think that was maybe late September, early October, I think. And things seemed to be on the up and up. We had little things here and there, but it wasn't anything bad that I can really remember. Well, as you all know, I got really sick with COVID at the beginning of mid-November. And we had talked earlier that day, and the whole day went by, and he didn't text, he didn't call. And so I got on Facebook, like it was at night, and I saw his name in my timeline. Now that's unusual because he does not post. He doesn't, his picture, his profile picture is like from 2 years ago. He doesn't post status messages. He doesn't post. The only thing that he does is tell his friends happy birthday. So nevertheless, what it was is, for some reason, it showed that he had liked one of my friend's status messages. Usually it'll just have like the likes, but it had his name. And I was like, that is so odd. That is so odd. And it really hurt my feelings because I know that's how he got my attention. So naturally, my thought was, he's trying to get her attention. Or I know that she is promiscuous. I've known her to be that way. And it just really hurt my feelings. But I was too sick to even talk to him about it. Like, I was just physically too sick. So I had woke up around 4 or 5 something, just sick as a dog. And for a split second, you know how it is, even if you're just kind of reeling and rocking, I picked up my phone and got on Facebook for like 3 seconds, and he was on there. He hadn't called, he hadn't texted that afternoon, that whole afternoon. And then he texted, and then he called because he saw I was on there. And I said, I can't talk to you right now. I'm going to text you. I had this message written hours ago. All I did was hit send. He didn't reply. And we didn't talk for a week. And I was miserable. I was so sick. It's like I would be in pain and crying in the morning being so sick and then crying about not talking to him at night. It was really bad. And it's like, you know, I have pushed you away many times, but I don't know what was so different about this time that you didn't reply, blocked me on Facebook, just to make me hurt. Ooh, I'm probably gonna cry doing this, because just thinking about it again and talking about it again is really a lot. But nevertheless, I remember praying to God again, and okay, get this. Got my little food over here. Oh, I hope y'all can't see that plate, but I got a paper towel right here. I remember praying to God and just bawling, crying, asking God to forgive me for making him feel some type of way, for pushing him away and not giving him a reason. I mean, I just felt so bad. I felt so bad about it. I felt so bad. So I sent him a long message and I apologized to him, asking for his forgiveness. And he, like a few days later, we talked, and his tone was very, very dry, very mean. He said, you know, I still care about you. I was gonna block you from my phone, but I just never got to it. I blocked you on Facebook because I just didn't want to see you, and this. You were that mad that you did all of this, knowing that I was that sick. So, we seemingly just started to rebuild. Like I told you, the paper is just continuing to tear. And so it's almost torn, but it's still hanging on. And we're trying to tape it back together. So I go home after I'm quarantined for the Christmas break. No, yes. And he knows that I'm home. And we said that, you know, we would meet up. But I got really sick. I got really sick while being at home, and I had to go to the hospital. And so my sister took over everything for me. Excuse me, and let everybody know that I wasn't taking calls, text messages. I was in the hospital, but check my Facebook or check with her or my mom and dad to see how I was doing. The whole time I was in the hospital for 6 days. The whole time that I was in the hospital, he did not call. He did not text. He did not reach out to my sister. That quite possibly besides losing a loved one, besides the times that I have contemplated suicide, being in the, oh, I'm sorry, I got a low battery mode. But being in the hospital and being that sick and not understanding why and so confused, one of the lowest times in my life. And the person that you like, you care about, you love, because I love him, he doesn't love me, doesn't call and check on you. I know they say a lot of pain hits different. that pain, hit real bad. I thought I had got to the point where I could talk about it without crying, but that pain hits real bad. So I get out the hospital. No, the next to last day that I'm in the hospital, my sister's reading me all of the messages. People I don't know, people she don't know, people praying for me, asking about me, all this stuff. She says his name, and he's just commented, praying that you get better, hope, something like that. He just started doing it the day before I got out of the hospital is when he commented. He had me blocked on Facebook since November. So I get out the hospital, and I post so people can know that I'm out, you know, and I appreciate everything. He calls and texts, like back to back, and it hurts so bad. And I just told him, you know, after a few messages, you didn't call and check on me while I was in the hospital. Why are you so concerned now? Because right before I went in the hospital, I had forgotten about this. I told him that I needed to know where we were going. I needed that. And he deliberately didn't give me an answer. And then it's like the next day or so, I get low sick, like dangerously ill. One thing about him that I haven't mentioned is that he is really manipulative, and that I pray for you, and I had my family to pray for you, and I care about you, and you know all this stuff, and I'm sorry if you can't see that. No, I can't see it. I can't see what you are not showing me. Calling and texting every day is nothing if you don't put some action behind it. You think he sent a card, a balloon, a rose, rode by to just say, hey, I'm out here. Like, can I bring you this? He didn't do any of that. And then he said, you know, well, how would you have felt if I was in the hospital? Because he said he didn't contact my family because, you know, I didn't want your family to know that I was blocked on Facebook, and, you know, they didn't know me, and like, who is this dude asking about her? My family wouldn't have thought that. And those were excuses. They were his excuses. But I allowed him to feed me those excuses, and I kept, I got past it. And so maybe 2 weeks following that, it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks because I remember a few days before that, I had went to my cardiologist for a checkup. We were on the phone one night, and he asked me to send him a picture. He said, you know, I miss seeing you. I just wanna see you. I had been at home for over a month. He never tried to come and see me. He didn't FaceTime me. He didn't try to see me when I was in the hospital, honestly thinking I was gonna die. And you want a picture. And that's one of my pet peeves. That's something that we talked about back in August. That ripped the paper that was tearing. hurt. I was hurt. Lord Jesus, I was hurt. And I couldn't even talk to him. We had to get off the phone because he had to do something, and then he called me back. I couldn't even talk to him. And we haven't talked since then. And he sent me not even a paragraph, a couple of sentences. I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology. That's not even taking ownership of what you did. He really, and because I liked him so, because I saw the potential, I remember one day he said that he thought that I was too good for him. I'm not too good for anybody, but my heart is too good for him. My heart is too good for him in this moment. It's a lot of stuff I could say about him. It's a lot of stuff. But I don't even want to talk bad on him. But I have to ask God to remove the pain, the hurt, the ill feelings that I have towards him. I got to, because I don't want to put this on nobody else. But as far as talking stages, I don't got another talking stage in me. I don't. And it's so crazy because just a few years ago, I would see these memes and I would be in these conversations like about dating with the intent to marry and this is this. And I was like, no, I get it now. I get it now. I don't want to say I wasted my time. My pet peeves are wasting my time. A man asking me to send him pictures. Being made a fool of. And I feel like he hit on all of them. But I feel like, I'm glad that it happened when it did. Because the stages where I was hurt, I was crying. And as you can see, it's still hurting, it's still pain there because it's only been 3 weeks since we talked. But also, I am to that stage of being really angry with him as well. Because he hasn't tried to apologize. Because he's also the type where he does not admit when he's wrong. He doesn't. Not really with me. Not really with me. And so what I want to say to anybody, in the very beginning, make your intentions clear. Make your intentions clear. And if you really want to back away. Don't let them talk you back into it. Because that's what it was. It was a lot of manipulation with the words. I'm sorry, I'm not man enough for you. And all of this other stuff. Don't let nobody get into your head like that. Keep your heart guarded. But also, a man will show you how he really feels about you. I always know that. I was always initiating us being together. Never tried to come and see me. Never really did anything for me. Other than talk. And talk is so cheap. But Lord Jesus, I'm so caring and so giving and so loving. I feel like he used me. That's why it hurts so bad. It's like, why me? It's like, look, I was already going through enough being so sick. And then it was just like added insult to injury. And I'm really trying to keep myself up and being chipper because Valentine's Day is Sunday, and I used to really hate it because something happened when I was a kid. A boy broke my heart, and I just carried it for so many years. But I just know he never really did anything nice for me in the whole entire time that we talked. Yeah, like talking and all that is nice, but you would really just make a move to really do anything. And I just know that I would be devastated because, and I'm not really even big on Valentine's Day like that. I'm not. I've never had a Valentine. I never been in a relationship during Valentine's. So you know what I'm saying? It ain't just nothing just really attached to the day, but just something to show that you really care, like that you really want to move forward with this. And I just know that the hurt would be even worse if we were still talking and he didn't do nothing but a text, is which I'm 99.9% sure that's what I would have gotten. So I just hate, because I feel like my spirit, that's what that was, just trying to pull away, because it's like he's not ready right now. He's not. I don't know if he'll ever be ready, but I know I ain't never took no L. It might look like I'm losing, but I ain't never took no L. God won't allow me to fail, and he won't allow me to lose. And I'm trying so hard to do right and live for him. I know he got a man for me. I know he does. And it's going to be so beautiful. I'm not going to have to, maybe I just need to speak it into existence. But I see how he's doing me with like the other stuff, like this apartment. It means a lot to me. It's always been my dream to have an apartment. But just a few years ago, I ain't have nothing to my name. I ain't have nothing. So, for God to just give me this, God will give you the desires of your heart. And God know what I desire. So I gotta stop entertaining foolishness and boys who not ready. I gotta stop putting myself out there like that, because I can't do this no more. Even now that I'm so upset, I gotta calm down, because I gotta keep my heart right down. So I'm gonna stop, because it's like I feel it. Pray and ask God to send you the man that he wants you to be with. Ask God for direction in it. If you see those signs, that I saw a lot of the signs that he wasn't ready. A lot of the stuff that he would say, but like they say, them red flags look like 6 flags when you really like somebody. But you really got to, just let go and let God. So I'm gonna be okay. Be all right. So yeah, no more talking stages. We dating with the intent. Um, yeah, I'm too I'm too old. I love too hard. I give too hard. Um, for anything less than that. So anyway, I gotta stop so I can calm my heart down. But anyway, I love y'all. Please stay warm and please stay safe. Talk to y'all later.